Superstitious country folks will buy anything when they're scared. And since it was Halloween, I was on a roll. Speaking of rolls, my wallet was full. I could have called it a day and gone back to Cincinnati. And now I wish I had. But I wasn't about to quit. The house looked pretty run down. I wouldn't break any sales records here, but I was more than willing to take what little money they had. A young lady came to the door. I offered her my card and a complimentary gift. You have to give a little to get, was my motto. And when she took the shoehorn, boy, if her hands weren't cold as icicles. That wasn't all. She looked awful, like she hadn't slept in weeks. Could you blame her? Who could sleep in such a creepy house? What a mess. But I had just what she needed. She'd have that place cleaned up in no time.
So where's the rest of your family?
Oh, they're around.
She was a happy child, but dreadfully pale.
Here, try some of this on.
You don't get much sun, do you? She said that her parents never let her out of the house.
Maybe if you did a little housework.
There's a Halloween party in town tonight. They won't let me go. They're afraid something might happen.
She was a talker, like she hadn't spoken to a living soul in years.
This is my father's Victrola. Beautiful, isn't it?
Maybe he'd like some records.
No, he only plays one song. He says he plays it for me. Come, there's more.
She led me all through that old house, but I avoided those ice-cold hands.
I have some mighty fine mittens here.
She showed me her mother's spinning wheel.
Maybe she could use some wool?
She has all she needs. She spins for hours each day, staring out the window, waiting.
For who?
Miss? 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 Hello?
It starts playing at the strangest times. It must have a loose spring. You're just like my parents, afraid of everything.
She said she was just dying to get away from all of us, and that she'd sneak out to that party that instant if she only had something warm to wear.
This one, sure.
The house grew darn chilly as I showed her my fall line. She found what she wanted, and she seemed about as happy as a sickly young woman could be. And I was even happier because I finally had my sale, and I was out of that awful house.
Well, that was the toughest sale I ever made. Up there?
Not that house. You didn't make any sale at that house.
It was then that he told me about the spirits of a young woman and her parents who still haunt that house. Her parents died of grief 15 years ago after she was killed from a fall off her horse on the way home from a Halloween party. Was she wearing a white shawl?
No, she wasn't wearing a white shawl.
Was she carrying a shoehorn?
A shoehorn?
Did you notice anything strange about her?
Oh, one thing. There was one thing that we never could explain.
What's that?
Why she was carrying this.
My wallet. I knew she was a ghost, but I never figured her for a thief. I knew right then that I was safer back in Ohio, and that if these country folks had any sense, they'd follow me. Boy, this is going to be hard to explain back to the home office. Sheet, taken by a ghost, $70, $80 down the drain.